One of the most respected fighters in UFC history has finally spoken out after one of the most difficult periods of his life. Former UFC heavyweight champion Cain Velasquez has released his first public statement since being released from prison, and the message was simple: gratitude. Velasquez said the last couple of weeks have been about slowly adjusting back to normal life, being at home again, spending time with his family, and especially being there for his kids. He thanked fans for the overwhelming support he received during the entire situation, saying the messages of encouragement from people around the world helped lift both him and his family during an incredibly difficult time. Velasquez also said he's trying not to rush back into things too quickly. Instead, he's taking things slowly and focusing on finding a new rhythm in everyday life after everything that's happened. For many MMA fans, hearing Cain speak again was emotional. He's always been one of the most respected fighters in the sport, and the support for him throughout the MMA community has been massive. Welcome back to the rear naked choke. No fluff, no filler, just straight to the point. UFC news.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
Now let's move to another story that has the MMA world talking. The drama between Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev just took another turn. Earlier reports suggested that Topuria and Makhachev were actually close to fighting on the upcoming White House card, but that fight never happened, and now both sides are telling completely different versions of the story. Topuria claimed Islam pulled out with an injury and accused him of avoiding the fight, but now Topuria's manager has revealed another detail. The fight may have fallen apart because of money. According to him, the UFC approached them with a financial offer for the Makhachev fight, but the number simply wasn't good enough. He said they immediately turned the offer down because the money didn't reflect how big the fight actually was. After that, negotiations stopped, and the UFC eventually moved forward by booking Ilia Topuria against Justin Gaethje instead. So now fans are left wondering what really happened. Was it an injury, was it money, or was it a little bit of both? Either way, the tension between Topuria and Makhachev is definitely growing. Speaking of the White House card, Colby Covington has now publicly criticized the entire event. Covington said the card is piss poor at best and claimed fans were promised something much bigger. He pointed out that the UFC originally hinted there could be 6 or 7 title fights on the event, but the final lineup only includes 1 undisputed title fight and 1 interim belt. Covington also criticized the lack of big American stars on the card, saying it's strange considering the event is supposed to celebrate America's 250th birthday. So while the card is still expected to be a huge event, not everyone is impressed with how it turned out. Another interesting story coming out of the grappling world involves Arman Tsarukyan. At Hype Brazil, Tsarukyan actually put Muhammad Makhachev to sleep with a rear naked choke. After the match, Tsarukyan grabbed the microphone and immediately started calling out new opponents. First, he called out Charles Oliveira, saying he's ready to fight him next, but he also mentioned someone from outside the UFC, Dillon Danis. Tsarukyan said if Danis really wants a grappling challenge, then they should make it happen. Danis responded pretty quickly on social media, saying he accepts the challenge and calling it free money. And interestingly, both fighters are scheduled to compete at RAF 7 on March 28th, so the possibility of something happening there definitely has fans curious. Another big potential fight that might be developing involves Khamzat Chimaev and Strickland. Reports are suggesting Chimaev could defend the middleweight title against Strickland at UFC 328 in May. Nothing is official yet, but both fighters have already started trading words online. Strickland recently posted a message saying it was time to get back to work because there were belts to win. Chimaev responded quickly, reminding Strickland that he already beat the man who defeated him twice. Then he finished the message by saying, "See you soon." So if that fight does get booked, the build-up is already starting. Elsewhere in the UFC, Aljamain Sterling has his next fight scheduled. Sterling will face Youssef Zalal at UFC Vegas 116 on April 25th. Sterling has been pushing hard for a featherweight title shot since defeating Brian Ortega last year, but instead he'll now face Zalal, who's currently riding an impressive 8-fight win streak. So this fight could end up being extremely important for the future of the featherweight division. Another interesting opinion came from Jorge Masvidal, who was asked about a potential fight between Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev. Masvidal said the fight could honestly go either way. He believes Topuria has a huge speed advantage and devastating power, but he also said Makhachev's grappling and conditioning could completely change the fight. According to Masvidal, Islam has a way of slowly draining opponents by constantly attacking their legs and forcing them to work defensively, and by the time fighters realize how exhausted they are, it's usually too late. Meanwhile, Conor McGregor might be getting closer to returning to the UFC. Ariel Helwani recently suggested that the timing could actually be perfect for McGregor to fight again during International Fight Week in July. Helwani pointed out something interesting. Whenever McGregor is unhappy with the UFC, he usually jumps on social media and starts airing his frustrations publicly. But this time, that hasn't happened. Helwani believes that could be a sign the recent meeting between McGregor and the UFC actually went well, and McGregor himself may have hinted at that. After Helwani's comments, Conor posted a short message saying, "Precision beats power and timing beats speed." Many fans believe that message was a subtle way of agreeing with Helwani's take. So while nothing has been officially announced yet, the possibility of a McGregor return this summer is definitely starting to feel more realistic. Finally, former BMF champion Max Holloway is speaking out after his loss to Charles Oliveira. Holloway released a statement saying the sport always brings both the highest highs and the lowest lows. He apologized to his fans and family, but made it clear there would be no excuses. Holloway congratulated Oliveira on the win and said he knows exactly what work needs to be done to get back to the top, and if Holloway's career has shown anything, it's that he always finds a way to bounce back. All right, that's the latest news from the MMA world. Before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. Who wins if Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria actually fight? And would you like to see Khamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland next? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy straight to the point MMA news, make sure you subscribe to the Rear Naked Choke so you don't miss the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.